Hey everyone, Engineer Coffee, welcome back to Mars. Last episode we got this sorting system done for our turret factory, and we changed up the turret from a droppable parachute thing to a drone to move around. And I was talking to Dread Mechanic, and he suggested the reason this guy isn't moving, and he definitely knows what he's doing, so check out his stuff for sure, is I need to have upward thrust on here. Like, even if I just trick the AI into thinking it has upward thrust by putting on like a hydrogen thruster, that would be good. So I'll definitely be doing that. So I think what we'll do is we'll copy this part of the factory, or at least build a better version of this factory over there, and then we can get the blueprint up in the air and we can modify it, and then we'll go from there on getting the AI smart controls and stuff to work on there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the factory. All right, so the first thing I want to do, I just want to close off this room here into a separate structure, and then we can start working on where we want the drones to be built from. So here, I was thinking of copying what we had over here with that little corner office. We'll put another corner office over here. This will look a little bit different because it'll be kind of sucked into the ground. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit bigger. I guess we've got the space for it, so... question is, do I want a wall here? I guess I could put a half-block wall. Apparently that fits. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. I don't know if this should be the control room. It feels pretty small, because I think we're going to need more to display than that. I don't know what to use this room for exactly. Alright, I'm trying to figure out the shape of this thing. I'm not exactly sure what to do. I'm thinking this might be an office space here. We might stack another level on top of it. And then over here, I think I want to have our control room that will kind of like walk up some stairs, and then this like rectangle will be the control room that looks over the production plant, and maybe we can see all 5 of those from the side. That would be kind of cool. So that's what I'm thinking, but I don't know exactly how to shape this thing out. Yeah, I've just been waffling back and forth with blocks here for the last 10-20 minutes. So let's just commit to something, I guess. Let's just put in some floor space, and we'll go from there. So let's see, we need at least, well, that's only 3 blocks wide. That's really not anything to build this thing. Is 3 blocks, I guess, maybe 5, just to be safe. So I guess if we start the production floor, I guess the question is, how do we want this guy to go? Do we want the door? I want the door to the factory be there. I want it to be pressurized on this side over to here, at least. That side, I don't know what we're going to do with yet. I want this to be pressurized. From here over to here. See, and then this is the exterior wall. I should probably be doing it in white, but whatever. We have stairs up and that. This is probably not wide enough. Let's go at least to here. It's just a really wide space now. We don't need all this. I mean, maybe the controls can be here instead. We can look over the entire factory going this way. Alright, I think I'm going to change it up. I think this is going to be the control center, and we'll just have 5 different stations and then look over all 5 of the different turret bays. And so I guess we'll just create one bay out here. And this will be the line right here. And then I guess this will be the controls, so maybe we'll have like stairs coming up, back here or here. This would be nice to have it a tunnel to go underneath to the doorway, just to keep that flow going. Yeah, I really don't know, because I do want to have an airlock out to each station, or at least between stations. That would be good, actually. So this would be like the factory for the one. It's going to need to be tall, so I'm assuming we're going to do something like this. Turrets aren't very wide. I guess they're only 3 wide, so we should probably have at least a 5-way bay, but we need to have welding arms too, so maybe we'll go... Welding arms can be there. They'll weld up the thing there, and so then this would be the door. What if we did something like this? Every 5 blocks was a door. Yeah, that's not too bad. It doesn't even stick further out than the warehouse there, so... Yeah, that'll be good. I think we'll go with that. So then here, basically, I'm just putting these in for placeholders. Alright, I'm thinking either these windows. But we use those over on the other control room, or my first thought was these bay windows. Bridge window slopes. Thinking this will be probably the way we go. We'll have something like that we can stand up here and look down on the factory, but we don't really get a great view out the windows. These are kind of obtrusive. Because yeah, I can't see really any of those blocks down there. I want to be able to see it. Really, we only need like a start button, really, on this one. We shouldn't have to have too many controls. It should be all automated that we just watch the process. So this is going to be more of an observation deck, I guess. So I'm thinking these will probably be the way we go, because yeah, the view is going to be a lot better. We'll be able to see everything. Yeah, let's go with these guys.
Low.
Okay, now the question comes up of airlocks. How do we want to do the airlock for these big doors? Do we just not pressurize this whole thing? I feel like we should. I feel like this should still be pressurized. But then that would mean we'd need to have some more doors. Alright, what if we did something like that when we actually bump these guys out a bit? Instead of that being there, it'll be on the next rung, and of course none of that is connected. Yeah, let's just bring out the reduction out to there. Okay, yeah, I think we'll have individual airlocks, something like this. And then here we can have this was an alcove, and then this one will cove out this way. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That comes back. I am trying to use multiple tabs, and it is messing with my brain. One goes there, one goes there. Somebody was asking why I only use like the first tab here on my build thing. I don't know. It's a weird habit I have from, I don't know, old school days of when we only had one. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I know there's multiple tabs. I have some things set up on it, but I don't know if it's my ADHD, but I forget what I have on each tab. So I'm trying, but it's a hard habit to break. Well, now that I know the plant's going to be so long, I kind of wish we put this storage over on this side. It would make more sense to be on the opposite side of the storage facility. But whatever. I don't think it's... Well, I guess I could move it, right? It's all connected together. All the controls and all the event controllers are all on the same subgrid. I guess I could probably try to pick that up and move it onto another piston. Ooh, that'd be dangerous, but it might be fun. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be bay number 4. Alright, there we go, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bays there. These will have 2 alcoves here that we can access from the unpressurized space, and then these will have alcoves that we can access from the pressurized space. So I think that'll be good. We'll just continue the back wall over here. This will be nice and boring. This guy will just extend to here. Actually, we don't need this space at all, so let's just go ahead and stop it here, like this, and give a little bit of character to our building. That guy will extend out this way, and then we'll just have this little jet in there. I think that'll be good. Yeah, we're starting to get a structure of a building here. Okay, yeah, that's not too wide. That's not too bad. I am thinking about switching this over, though. Let's move that guy over to there. Get this wall out of our way, and we can have this as more office space. I think that would be good to have this over here on this wall. Alright, let's grind off these just so we don't have any conflicts, or at least minimal amount of conflicts. Here, we don't need any of this. This is just temporary anyway, just to detect if all those lights were on and those lights were off. Pretty easy. I can recreate it with those event controllers. I'm not worried about it. This is just more for a demonstration, so let's go ahead and grind all that off. Alright, now the question is do we have enough oomph to lift this guy out? Because it's got full of components, so should I find a way to empty it first? I probably should. Alright, let's just go ahead and disconnect a connector here so it stops trying to fill. Alright, got a little conveyor contraption here, got it all emptied. I'll see if I can unlock that one and attach it over there to that other plate. I want to put another one on the bottom so we can get it attached on both sides. So I'll put another rotor piece here, I think. Actually, it won't fit exactly, will it? It would fit with this one. So I need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks over. Alright, well that's fun. Let's see if we can unlock this guy. Okay, it's detached. Can we lift it? Ooh, we can. Okay, I was a little afraid it was going to be heavy. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy aligned in here. Of course, my HUD is right in the way. Now, the question is do I undo the landing gear before I attach? I think I do. I think I'm going to put in like a temporary block here to support these guys so it doesn't fall over. And then I'm going to detach the landing gear and hopefully it'll settle in and then we'll lock the rotor. I have a feeling it will clang out otherwise. Let's go ahead and just hover here, that's fine, he's got enough battery. Can we get so lucky? Okay, that wasn't so bad. And can we get lucky here? Okay, perfect. We're locked in. That's good. Alright, so I switched it up a little bit. I got 4 more containers added here. Don't have any, event controllers or sorters or anything like that set up, so I got them all off for now. But we can get 4 more spots in here for 4 more components, so that'll be good in case we need to expand or change up our drones in any way. We have some expansion there, and so I connected it in the floor here, and then it's still connected over on that one there, and then I took the one out from, I guess, this one. Yeah, so here I'm going to put the cargo container back. And then I need to fix up this floor, it looks like. I forgot it. Alright, got all the conveyors ground down from over there. And I guess I didn't need to dig this pit, but whatever. Then I've got this T here, and then hopefully when I connect up this corner block, the sorters start working again. There we go, looks like they're already tripping off. Some of them are getting the right components, so power cells and motors is a little bit slow at the moment. There we go. They're all satisfied because they're all off, so we're good. They're all happy. Cool. Alright, storage moved, we got extra space. We've got a lot of space over here for something, I don't know exactly what, but we'll figure that part out later. I kind of want to just get working on the factory side, so let's start working on bay number 1 here, and then we'll just copy it over 4 more times. That guy looks pretty close. And he's going away. We're alright. Okay. I'm thinking we'll have this leg structure attached to the back wall. Then we won't have to worry about this guy, the piston there. And the body here, we need to have it so it kind of tilts side to side because these hinges are going to weld in with hinge parts attached to them. And we want to detach them and drop them down into like a bin or something that goes to grinders because we want to grind them down. Yeah, so we need to have something for that. And then we need to have... Yeah, this guy needs to rotate, but it also needs to put it somewhere. Maybe we'll have a grabber arm or something, pick this guy up and move him somewhere else. That might be good. I guess we have this face here. And this... that'd be hard to attach to. I'm thinking maybe we attach to the face of the remote control here with a mag plate, and that might be a good thing to carry it around. So I think the first thing, let's get some leg welder thing on a piston. That would be good. No, I think I'm thinking about it, and I think we will do like we have over here, where the piston is into the floor. That way we only have to have one subgrid attached, and maybe we'll have it, you know, the piston will be on the backside and push outward, rather than this one sucking inward, just so we can keep that floor gap for a grinder. But yeah, let's go ahead and just grind a big spot out in the floor here. I want to put it, so I want to put some robot arms on the side for like welding. So I think here and here we'll just have 2 arms, because we should have enough span. You know, if we get a pretty good sized welder arm here, we can weld both the legs and the body pretty easily with one sweep. Actually, I guess I'll be out one space here. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be easy. So yeah, we'll put a welder here and over here. So I guess we want to put some advanced rotors on either side there. Oh, that's not the right spot. Yeah, no, that's right. I just wanted to get a full block so I could attach it. Alright, there we go. Got a couple advanced rotors with medium heads on it. Let's do a rotor lock on them. Yes, there. And there.
Energy
And then let's
flow.
bring up space, because I want to put a little bit of a different spin than I normally do. It won't be flush with the floor. So then we have a sorter. Make sure we have the material going in the right way. Spacer, and then a sorter, and then we'll arc down with our block. Alright, there we go. Got it all welded up and painted, so this will be the platform for each welding robot arm. I'm not going to have the bottom spin. I'll probably put another rotor on the top here for the welder itself, because I want to connect these two together to make the subgrid platform for, you know, the projector base and rotating stuff all over that. Will pretty much be here in the middle. So we might as well just connect those two with like a merge block, and then we can have just one subgrid, and we'll probably put like a mag plate or something on the back to hold it in place. So that'll be good. Let's go ahead and build a robot arm first, though. Alright, so yeah, the first thing I think we need is a advanced rotor. So let's get a 3x3 advanced rotor. Yeah, let's point the 0 degree in towards the center. I think that'll be good. Then let's put a hinge on top of that. There we go. Tip that guy over so we can see the range of it. Then let's put a hinge on the end again. And then I think we actually want another hinge. Oh yeah, we're gonna have enough reach for days here. And then on the end of that, we just need a welder. Well, let's spin it that way. I think it looks better that direction. Yeah, there we go. Because now we have a double hinge here, so we can really get, you know, backward in and tuck the arm in like that, so we can really get some good range of motion here, I think. Alright, well there's a pretty cool looking welder arm. We'll get another one put over here, but I think the first thing I want to do, I want to get this guy conveyed over to our storage over here. Eventually it will go into this sorted storage for the robot arm, but I think I might just temporarily put it into this cargo container so we can just get materials and stuff, and we can weld up the base as we go, and I can get materials out of it and all that stuff as we build this thing. So I think that's the next goal. Alright, so I just detached all of this stuff again because I just realized I don't really have a great way to get this stuff back into the system to go over to the welders and stuff, but then I realized I kind of do. This attachment over here, we don't have anything on this advanced rotor under here. This could be the plumbing down to go over to our stuff. So we can have this guy go over here, hit number 5, then go all the way back over to number 1 station over there. I think that would be good. So when I disconnected it because I don't really want to redo all of the event controllers and lights and all of that stuff. So I think what I'll do is lift this guy up and move him over one position, and then we'll have a downspout that will go off here that'll have a sorter facing the other direction to bring all the equipment and stuff out of there. So I think that will be good. which means I'll just sacrifice one of these guys off, which would be fine. It's not being used anyway. So I'm going to get that guy ground off, add another one to the other side, lift it up in the air, and redo the advanced pistons here, or the piston heads, and then attach them in. So hopefully we don't lose too much. Alright, there we go. We got it lifted out. Now we can just redo this section here onto this guy. Oh no, we just need to redo this one entirely. This guy can just come off and goes over onto the next section. Alright, so we want a sorter here to go down to send material to the welders. So let's go ahead and then put a normal conveyor here just so it doesn't attach to the system. That one can go up. We'll get our 90, and we'll just replace that one with a junction. Alright, there we go. I got some temporary scaffolding in here so we can get it to kind of settle in, and I can disconnect the mag plate before we try to connect, like we did last time. Okay, it's in. Let's go ahead and get this guy back home. Alright, let's see if we get lucky a second time and get this attached without it breaking. Okay, seemed to be good there. I can't see that one. Let's see if we can get this one to attach. Oh, that didn't do it good. Oh, lordy. Okay, that one attached. We didn't break anything. Seem to be mostly aligned here. I can't adjust the rotor attachment. No. Okay. Well, that didn't work. How far is that gonna go? Wow, a surprising amount of that lived. Oh my goodness. Well, let's do another reload. Okay, well I went ahead and took out this rotor completely, redid it so it's got a zero displacement, hopefully. Redid the heads here, and then I took off all like the side stuff that is conflicting. So let's see if we can go ahead and get this guy attached. Let's bring that guy, yep, zero displacement. This guy's at 0. Let's go ahead and see if we can get it to attach. Let me save first. Okay, there we go. That was really smooth. It must have been these side things that I had welded on, so I guess I need to put those on after the fact. Which kind of makes sense, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and get some piping in here. I know I could, like, connect here and here with, like, some T's, but I think it might be good to just have... This is where the connection is coming in for the number 1 section here, and then we'll go from there. So this guy will carry there. We'll need another T down here eventually. Let's just go ahead and put straight pipe in. Alright, and instead of this T here, let's do a crossbar. There we go, and then we can come over to this section. I know I could just come in sideways, but I think it'll look nicer this way. There we go. Now we're all plumbed up to the outlet, but like I said, I'll probably just do a temporary pipe over this direction. Let's just get it simple, and we'll paint it a different color, just so we know that it's temporary. Alright, got all this plumbing done over to this section over here, and then I also put in a temporary cargo container, and I moved my medical center over here, or my medical room here, so I can recharge faster. So now let's go ahead and get working on the leg and body welder sections, and then maybe a pit here for grinding out the rotor hinge parts. Alright, so let's get some merge blocks in here. We can get these two sections connected. There we go. Alright, sorry, my garbage man was here, and it was very noisy. So, I got the rotor here to match what we had over there, but I put another rotor to tilt the thing side to side, so we can get the hinge parts off. So then here we need to have our merge block. Alright, that looks alright. I think we do want to maybe take this guy out, though, now that I see this, and put the landing gear out a little bit further. I want this to go all the way. Alright, there we go. Got a little caution border around here, so now we can take out the middle parts as we need. I can take out those merge blocks as well. And then I've got this armature here for the body of it, and I put the projector up on the top so it actually, you know, aligns with the merge block. And I'm just trying to think how I can kind of make it look like a little bit better attachment here. But I don't want it to be like too chunky. I don't want it to accidentally attach to the body, and then I also don't want like the hinge parts to hit on anything. I want them to, you know, fall in. So let me see what I can do to kind of beautify this, and otherwise we'll move on. All right, I just added some neon tube to kind of give it a little bit more detail, kind of like piping or something. We'll see if it conflicts, I guess, with the merge there. If it does, I guess we can remove it and do something different, but that worked out. I could wonder if I could wrap it around the bottom too. That might look better than this one up here. Let's do that. Let's just get rid of all this so then we don't have to have a conflict, and we'll go from the underside. There we go, that looks pretty cool. I'll go with that. Alright, there we go, we got the body projected. Let's go ahead and see if we can maybe weld it up. I guess we could weld it up with this guy. Alright, let's see how much we can weld up with this robot arm here. You know, I'm looking at this welding arm here, and I'm thinking maybe we take out this piece here and we just have 3 hinges connected, because this is awfully tall and pitched in here just for a little bit of pieces here. So, I don't know what he's trying to weld up. I think maybe he's trying to get to the turret. I think everything else is welded. Looks like my blueprint, I need to have those thrusters off. That would be a good thing. Okay, thrusters are off. I'll redo the blueprint in a while just to make sure that those are off when we manufacture it. I like that they're splayed out at 45 degrees. That's good. The welder, again, I think we'll shrink up. We'll just take off that section because that's pretty tall, pretty much in the way. It doesn't obviously need to move that much to get this guy welded. And then the leg will be right here to reach. So, yeah, we'll just take out that section. Alright, I dug a pit here to try to see if I can get some grinders in here. I didn't realize you can't, like, place these into the ground. I thought surely the conveyor portion of it could be sunken into the ground, but I can't get it to place unless it's completely out of the voxel, so I had to really drill out a lot more than I expected. So we're going to put these guys here, so we can drop the hinge parts into them, and I'm hoping we don't grind the subfloor here. We will find out. I think it's out of range. We should be good. Alright, let's turn this one on. We should have an outer perimeter, so we should be able to connect if it does grind out this middle section. Okay, well, we're not taking anything off, so that's good. Let's go ahead and turn the other one on. See how far we can go down. Oh, okay. We can actually get way lower than I thought. That's good. It's good to know. Alright, well, I realize here that this rotor's in the wrong spot. The head needs to be aligned here with the center of the turret body, and then we might as well move the rotor over here to be a little bit more centered over the grinders. So that head needs to attach onto that rotor body. So I've just got some scaffolding here. These are detached. This is on that subgrid, and this is on this one. So hopefully when I detach this one, it should just fall onto these support legs, and maybe we can just push it. That's my hope, anyway. I don't know if I'm strong enough to push this guy or not. No, he's got too much mass. Maybe we can just piston off the side here, and we can get it to move. It needs a block, so we can just go ahead and reverse this and attach a block to the end. There we go. Let's go ahead and reverse this and see if it works. Well, I should have put that piston on the center because now it kind of pushed off to the side, but let's see if it'll detach or not. Okay, that's good. Good. Now, before I remove that scaffolding, I want to get rid of this guy and put the right piece in. Alright, so I have this hinge called the body tilt that'll tilt it back and forth, so let's go ahead and program in 0 for the first one here, or at least the number 2 spot, and then 1 and 2 will be to tilt either way. So I'm going to do rotate to angle 0. I don't know what the speed should be, maybe 5? We don't want it to like fling out. Okay, so 0 is over here, 90 is over here, so that would be the positive angle there, and then the other one would be negative 90. So let's go ahead and try, let's just try 90 degrees. Okay, we're going to do a rotate to angle, we're going to do 90, the speed of 5 again. Oh, rotate direction, yes, we want to have this one go clockwise. And then we want this guy to do a rotate to angle, negative 90, speed of 5, and we want this one to go counterclockwise. Alright, well let's give this guy a try. It should go clockwise over there, 90 degrees. Oh, that was too far. That would be good to know. What angle are we right now? 58 degrees, so we'll go 55. Does 0 work? 0 works. That guy tilts, and is it going to tilt back the right way? Yes. Okay, so at least we can tilt. Do we have enough rotation angle? So if I go ahead and disconnect this part... Yeah, okay, it's on the hinge. Let's do a detach. Falls out, but it doesn't get into the grinder, so that's annoying. Here, let's try those angle pieces and see if that works any different. I guess we can add another... Add that section on there as well, just to see if it'll drop in. Okay, Skeeter hinge, there we go. Let's detach this one. Okay, that one actually dropped in, and it jumped over here somewhere. Okay, this may or may not work to grind these off. Alright, well I've got a grid system here, to shoot here on either side, so I added some heads here and welded them back up, and let's go ahead and tilt it and see if we can prevent all of this jumping around of this thing. I didn't really expect that. Do a little detach here, see where it's going to go. Jumped around, I don't know if it's going to do damage or not. Hopefully it kind of stays down in the chute. Seems to be working. We'll see if it blows anything out. Alright, got the trash chute all welded up underneath there, and got the sidewalls in, half walls down there, and then like full block here, and then like 3 blocks of these small grid blocks. So everything is all contained, and hopefully this little trash chute will work. I need to reset these to be the proper angle, but I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it stops itself when it hits. This is just a prototype anyway, the controls anyway. We're going to have an actual set timer, so we'll just have to remember that like 55 degrees is good. So let's go ahead and try it again. There we go. Actually, what I want to try is I want to do both of these, both sides, because I'm hoping after this is all welded up just like this, we can just detach both heads, because right now if I detach, it just sits there, and then here, if I detach, it'll just sit there, and then if I can rotate, hopefully, I can rotate this way. Falls in the trash chute, that's good. If I rotate this way, it'll fall out. Beautiful. Okay. And it got ground up. Okay. Awesome. Okay, well that's what that's going to do. Get the body all welded up. We'll tilt the hinge heads out just like that. And now we need to build the leg section just like this, that the legs can move in here and weld in. And we probably need to rethink how this is kind of attaching, just to give it a little bit more clearance for the welder. I guess the welder can come in from the side. Alright, I put some temporary lights over here so we can get working on the leg section here in the dark. We've got this guy bouncing over here, so if you see this guy float in the background, it is a bulldog that is going up and down. I think he's trying to land at that research base. I don't know, whatever is going on with the AI, he keeps bouncing up and down. I don't think we have enough armor and defense to take him on right now. I wish more of these drones were done, but we don't have enough to take him on, so we're just going to let him bounce over there while we build this and hope he doesn't mess with us. But it's been going on for 3 days and he hasn't really moved, so I think we're fine. Alright, so here on the prototype, what I had was welding up one leg, getting it pushed in, and then you'd weld up the other leg and then get it pushed in and attached, because these two blueprints kind of conflict with each other in this block space when they're, you know, closed up like this. So it works fine, but we might as well take advantage of having two welder arms over there to weld up each leg at once instead of waiting on this one to be done before we weld up the other one. So I'm thinking we will do like a looking out this way, we'll pitch in and then push in. So let's see, we are 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks long to the merge. Yeah, so then the piston would stick here and then the hinge behind it to get it to rotate in. So I'm thinking the block would be about here. Of course, I don't have any steel plates. So this would be about the block, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up. So it's 5 to the block, and then there's a merge block on top of it. So let's go a couple more blocks high. We'll attach a hinge. And then on the end of that, we'll attach a piston. And that would have an angle down like that, and then we would have a projector. Or we need a merge block. Actually, we could have this as the projector. See, the 4 square is the top, and that one is the front. I don't know if I even have it set up correctly on the blueprint or not. Alright, here is the leg projection on here. We'll go ahead and extend this guy out so we can see a little bit better. Oh, that extends way further. I must have this guy on a restriction. I just didn't even pay attention. Yeah, that guy's not extending out all the way. So we have definitely enough range, so we could bring this guy back a lot further. I guess it depends on where we want it to weld up and how we want the structure to look. So that's fine. We've got plenty of extension. We can figure that part out in a little bit here. Let's go ahead and get the angle here on this guy. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 3 blocks from the center line. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here to that center. So we've got a right triangle that's 3 by 9. Let me just go ahead and use the interwebs to calculate. Alright, 18.435 degrees. So let's go ahead and just put that in there on our lower limit. There we go. Perfect. Now we just need to figure out our extension on this piston, but that's not really the setup that we're going to go for, but that's fine. We can get close. That looks pretty good right there, I think. Is this guy going to be in the way? I mean, should we have moved the merge block somewhere else? Alright, I am going to change up the leg. I'm going to put the merge block out the side here. I think it'd look better in the factory, and then I just put another battery underneath here. So now we've got more battery for this thing. We'll, you know, put 4 more on here, so that'll be good. Which I guess we had 8, now we're at 12, so we got 33% more capacity, so that'll be good. So let's go ahead and take a blueprint. Control-Shift-B, somebody in the comments had mentioned, is the way to do that. To get the subgrid. So alright, there we go. Redid the structure that is now the piston first, and then the hinge rotates in. I think that'll be a lot better. We can actually get the angle a little bit more correctly, and then it won't stick out so far, and this structure kind of sucks in there, so it's not hanging out so bad, I don't think. I still feel like we need some support this direction, but I haven't been able to find something that looks decent, so we'll keep it for now. Alright, I got both legs on here, both projectors are done, got all the angles set up, so it's 25 degrees, tilting in that direction. for both of them, and then we drive it over like 1.25 meters that way to get it to pretty much center up here that we can attach it on. So we'll get 2 legs welded up, attached, and then we'll rotate this guy around, move those guys back before we do it, and then make 2 more legs and push them in and attach, and we should be good. So we can start working on the sequencing for that, but first let's get this other welder arm built and get this guy shortened up. Alright, got the welder arms done, and I've been doing some work off camera here. I've been doing some positioning of these robots to know exactly where we need to be to do all of the welding. So here I've got a bunch of positions for the rotors and all 3 hinges on the robot. So I've got like a starting spot here that'll start to weld, and it'll come across this direction to get this guy welded up. And then same for the leg, it'll start over here and weld this guy up. I'm going to leave these guys here pitched in. It's just easier to reach with the robot like that. So we're going to leave those guys pitched, and the only thing we need to worry about is extending the pistons in and out to get these guys to merge in. So that'll be fine there. So I've got this guy that he moves out of the way into this kind of position here, so we can get the legs in, merged on, spun around. Let's see, I think I've got it set up here on this toolbar. We can spin this body around. Then I've also got these tilts here that this guy will tilt this way and up. We need to do I think I have this one at 90 right now. We'll do I think 55 degrees, so it doesn't actually conflict with this point there. Come on. Alright, so we've got the starting position to weld up the body, and then we'll scroll across here to get it all welded up. So we're going to travel 25 degrees. A speed of 0.1 was good in my testing, so I'm going to do a speed of 0.02 per 5 degrees. So this guy's traveling 25 degrees, so he's going to go 0.1. This guy's only traveling 5 degrees, so he's going to go the 0.02. This one's traveling 15, so it's going to go 0.06, and this one will be the 0.1 because it's also traveling 25 degrees. And then when we get down here to the leg to weld across, it's going 30 degrees, so it's actually going to go a little bit faster at 0.12, but it just makes the math easier that each one of these guys finishes at the same time. So this guy will scroll across, and by the time that happens, this guy will have moved 5 degrees, so forth. So then they all kind of finish at the same time, and they're not going to kind of like stretch out and pull in differently as it starts welding across. Let's go ahead and set up the second sequence here. Alright, so the second sequence here is actually going to be welding. Alright, so we've turned on the welders. Now let's go to the second page so we have enough room here. And let's do our rotations to get to body 2. So here, this one's going to go to 0. And we're going to do that speed of 0.1. I'm going to leave it at auto and see how it does. I've tested back and forth with clockwise and counterclockwise and auto, and it seems to be fine in auto. It's traveling the shortest distance, so we should be good. And again, this one is only traveling 5 degrees, going from -20 to -15, so we're going to do a speed of 0.02. Okay, and that should be it for sequence 2 here. Let's go ahead and give it a trigger. Let's stand out here so we can actually see it. Alright, so let's go to trigger now. There we go, the welder's turned on and they're slowly scrolling across. I had this other position here for body 3 to move these welders up and over the top here to get the turret welded on, but I think it's actually going to weld the turret just fine. For how slow it's going, it's going to get out to about here, and that turret will snap on and it'll probably finish it up, so not too worried about that. So another thing, I'm not doing the triggering of the next sequence timer right yet. I want to do it manually, that we trigger each timer individually to make sure we get it all correct, and then I can make sure I can turn components off so we can do kind of a dry run. So I'm not going to trigger any of the next ones in the sequence quite yet until this guy finishes up. A little interesting, they're a little off on the execution, but it's close. Alright, so that welding sequence is done. The next thing we need to do is move these robot arms over here to start welding the legs, and then we also need to detach these hinge parts and tilt them into our little garbage chutes over here. Alright, down here in the basement, I put a few more timers in another row here. We want to do a subroutine of the leg welding, because we need to do this twice. So we need to come over here into a start position, weld across, get the welders out of the way, and get these guys pushed in to the main body, and then we need to have it happen all over again for the second set of legs. So I want that to be in a subroutine so we can call it again, and then the main routine will worry about the tilting of the body. Alright, let's go ahead and work on the leg sequence here so I can turn off the welders and not get burned again. So here in our sequence we need to find our robot pieces again. Let's turn our welders off. Rotate to angle, it's going to go to 30. At a speed of 5 is fine. We want it to go pretty fast. I'm going to use the auto again. We'll trust the system to know that it's the shortest distance. Alright, and even though we're going from negative 75 here to negative 75 here, I'm going to put it in anyway, because we may, again, call this subroutine at a different time. It might actually be in this negative 90 when we call it back to do the second set of legs. So I want to make sure I put all of the positions in here so they're explicit. Alright, let's go ahead and hit that subroutine. Okay, there we go. The robot arms moved out of the way, and while that's going on, we're going to do the main sequence to tilt this guy over. Alright, so in our main sequence here, we're going to tilt our body clockwise, tilt it counterclockwise, and then back to the neutral. Alright, let's try this again. I've got the 4-second delay here still, and I changed this one to 7 seconds. I think that might be better, so let's go ahead and trigger number 3 here. Give it time to fall out, then start tilting the other way. Give that one time to fall out, and then tilt back to neutral. There we go. That looks pretty good. Alright, so the tilt looks good, and while that's going on, this guy should be welding the leg, so let's continue on that subroutine. Alright, so here in sequence 1, before we get started on number 2, we need to turn on our merge blocks for the legs here. We'll trigger that, it'll turn those guys on. That's great, they can now weld. I'm going to go ahead and turn them back off for testing. Again, this one is just moving each one of these positions. This guy's traveling 30 degrees, so he's going to be a speed of 0.12. This guy will be 0.02. This guy will be 0.02. And this guy we'll just put at 0.02, even though he's not moving a direction. But we'll at least explicitly put it in there. Alright, that's it for that sequence. Let's go ahead and get out of the way here and give it a trigger. Alright, leg number 2, let's go ahead and trigger now. Alright, that guy is slowly welding across, that should be fine. Alright, the welding is done. The next thing we need to do is get these guys turned off, move them out of the way, and then start moving these legs in to get attached to the body. And I've got these guys slowed down at like, speed of 0.3. So my hope is we can do all this one in one timer, get these guys to move out of the way fast enough that these guys have started to just slowly move across, and that robot's already out of the way. So I'm going to try to do it in one sequence, or one timer, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, let's give number 3 a trigger here. Okay, he's welding up the floor. That's fine. It didn't turn off. I forgot to turn those off, so let's go back in there. I knew I was forgetting something. sequence number 3, we need to turn off our welders as well. So our main sequence 6 will be attaching the legs. Alright, so the first thing we would need to do is attach the hinge parts, which we don't have this guy welded up, so we can't select it. Next thing we need to do is undo the merge blocks. I know somebody's going to want me to put a timer between it just to give that split second, but over there on TED, when we did the tool exchange, I went ahead and did the attach and the unmerge at the same time, and it works fine. So we're going to go ahead and go with it again. We'll turn the merges off, and then this thing will start to retract. So let's get our pistons again. Those can retract. Then main sequence 7 here is we need to rotate the body. Alright, so for the spin body, we're just going to do a reverse. I believe that's all that one needs to do. Let's spin that guy around so then he can get the next set of legs moved into him. So we'll probably have him spin around and then we'll trigger the sequence to go again with welding. So we would go leg sequence number 1. We'll go ahead and do a trigger now. Oh, okay, it hits the body, so that's something good to know here, is we've got a conflict here that it's rotating in before we can get it into position, so that's not great. Alright, so let's change our leg sequence here. We're going to remove all of these and get the speed slowed down. I wish I could adjust it. We can't. I can't just rotate to angle. It already is on a rotate to angle, so I have to remove it and start over, so that's a little frustrating. But that's why it's really good to record your values on an LCD like this. Alright, let's give this guy a trigger now. Alright, that's better. It rotates over before it gets into position there. I can live with that one. So let's go ahead and get number 2 set up here as well. Alright, well I'm hoping we don't have any conflicts here, that this projector here actually is out of the way. I did grind off the neon tubes here. Hopefully we can weld up these hinge parts. They don't conflict. I'm looking at the angle here, and this one looks a little bit like it's sticking in more than this one. I don't know why that is. That's at -25, and that one's at -25. Kind of strange. I think I might change the tilt on this one, though, I guess. So instead of -25, maybe -24. Yeah, that actually looks more even. I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe this guy's not exactly straight. So we spun the body. Let's see, this would be attach first legs. And this one's going to be attach second legs. Alright, so we have our attach the second set of legs. We'll go ahead and trigger that one now. It would attach it, undo those merge blocks, and pull these back into a neutral spot. We are now ready with this turret to get it out of the way. So I think the next thing in the sequence is we'll have some type of armature or something on the ceiling to come down and mag plate to the front of this remote control block, and then move it to its home, and then we'll have these robot arms move back to their neutral position.
Energy critical.
Which will be good, but that'll probably be the next episode because I need to get all of this figured out and figure out the parking spot for it. So for now, let's go ahead and work on timings to make sure that we get this all correct. Alright, got all the timings here for each one of these sequences. This one has 2 of them because it takes to go from the body to the leg only takes 3 seconds, but the coming back from its neutral spot over there to come back takes 4 seconds, so we'll go with the longest one, obviously, to get all the timings here correctly. And then I was over here and I'm realizing I need to turn these grinders on. That should be in the sequence here. So when we start tilting the body, we need to turn on those grinders, and then over here on the after it's done tilting, actually when it's tilting back to neutral, we should be fine. So tilt neutral, we can turn them back off. So let's go in there and change that. Alright, there we go. I put the turning off the grinders here in number 6. We could move them later if we need to, depending on how much bouncing around the parts do as they're getting ground. Let's go ahead and close that door and lock it. Alright, let's go ahead and set up these delay timers. So sequence number 2, not the leg sequence, the main sequence number 2, has a 3-second delay. We need a 2-second delay, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a buffer. So it waits 3 seconds before it starts to weld. Sequence number 3 here is going to wait 40 5 seconds for the welding to be complete. And then it's going to trigger number 4, or start number 4, to tilt. And it'll also start moving the robot arms to the leg. Right, so number 6 is going to wait 45 seconds for the welding to be done. Then number 7 waits 5 seconds for the legs to get attached before it starts spinning the body. Okay, so here in main sequence 7, when we start to spin the body, we also want to trigger the weld sequence again for the leg. We want to move it to there, so we're going to go a trigger now so that it starts moving back. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a dry run. I modified the program a little bit so it keeps the merge blocks off, but other than that our timing should be good, so let's go ahead and give it a try. Alright, awesome. That worked pretty good. Looks like there's a little bit delay on some of it, but I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and get this guy back to neutral. We don't have all of the sequence fixed, but that's okay. So now what I want to do... Okay, so now the next set of testing, I actually want to get some welding done. So here in the main sequence 2, I want it to stop after it's done welding the body, so I went ahead and removed the trigger timer number 3, so it'll stop after it's done welding. So then main sequence 1 here, we can set it up to actually turn this merge block on, so we actually get some welding done. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's get the body welded up. Alright, well that didn't happen in my testing. It actually welded up through before it got the other pieces next to it welded, so that's a little disappointing. Alright, let's give this a try. I had to adjust the angles a little bit. It was welding up the body a bit weird, so let's go ahead and try it and see if I've got new positions that are going to work or not. Right, there we go. It's not welding what's in front of it, so these welders can actually move on, so that's good news. Okay, it looks like my thrusters are on in my projection as well. I need to fix that. Okay, it looks like it actually got the turret. That's good news. Alright, I've got the thrusters off here and the gyro off. Let's go ahead and see if we can trigger number 3 to detach these hinge parts and rotate them in. Hopefully we can get that going. Alright, so now we should be able to trigger now on sequence number 3. There we go, it's tilting it out. The parts dropped in. That's good. Those are dropping in, that's good. We did not turn on those merge blocks, forgot to do that. So let's go ahead and just send this guy home real quick. And this timer we want to just stop. There we go, we shouldn't have anything else triggering right now. Okay, we're good. Okay, and those moved out of the way, those are moving in. Okay, and they attached, and they're good, and these guys are moving back. Okay, perfect. We have a completed turret now. And we can grab it from the front and move it to wherever we want to go. So there's definitely some things I need to change. I need to make sure the thrusters and the gyroscope are off while we're manufacturing, just so it doesn't mess with any of the tilt or anything like that. Probably should turn off the remote and AI and all that stuff. And then we can turn it on when we, plug it in somewhere. Would be good. Other than that, it's working, so I'm happy with that. I kind of want these guys to move before that piston comes in here. It gets a little bit shaky there, so I might put in another timer to delay that, but we'll see. Alright, well this is where I'm going to call it an episode. We got the main production portion of the facility done here. I got some work to do on the drone blueprint to make sure that the stuff is off here. Also, I want to make sure we can get it to move properly like Dread Mechanic had suggested. We'll put a thruster on here to go in the upward direction so it actually follows us correctly. So a little bit of work to do. We'll go ahead and do that in the next episode. But yeah, I'm going to call it here, and I will see you guys next time.